We have some things to go over with this one, and it took me a while to get this review out, and I'm actually glad that it took a little bit longer. There's so many cool things it can pull off, and after playing with it, I know two things for sure. Number one, it is a great weapon, and two, it wasn't what I expected. And I want to talk about that journey, because what's nice about Destiny is the weapon variety, the weapon feel, and overall player attachment to gear. And one of the things I've always tried to do on this channel is try to give a grander scope. Everyone plays a little bit different, as they should, and what's really good for one player isn't going to be for another. I played with a number of roles on this thing and perk combinations, and I plan to show you a good amount of them, but as I was playing, I couldn't help but run the numbers on some of the things that I was doing. And after I did that, I changed some things up, so I want to show you that too. The weapon roles that I like the most are probably not the majority's first pick, but I have my reasons for that. And what's cool, this has some great PvE combinations too that I'm going to go over. And I'm going to remind you at the end of the video, at the end of the season, if you have some spare Crucible Ingrams, why not focus this? Roll the dice, see what you get. There are some things to look out for. Unending Tempest is a stasis precision frame SMG. Good stats, and even better, starting recoil is on the curve, 75, and it has the Nadir trait. Sustained fire gives accuracy and range. That's a good origin trait. It's the seasonal Crucible weapon, so you get it at the end of a PvP match, or new to this season, you can focus them. And I've probably gotten over 100 of them. And in that time, I got most, if not all, the perk combos I wanted, and some not necessarily the perfect 5 out of 5 on those combos, but at least I got the combos. This has the gigantic 24 perk pool. And within this perk pool, we do have special things, some strong things. And multiple perks can fit a combination to get a similar or the same outcome. And the expectation I had starting out was with target lock. On Twitter, I saw a lot of, hey, it's so good with target lock, it's the new immortal. It's definitely not that, but at the start, I put all of my thought into target lock, getting different rolls. These precision frames have a 0.8 TTK, kind of modest. That's fine because they're relaxed. Tier 8 to 10 resilience, 7 crit, 2 body. Tier 6 to 7, 6 crit, 3 body. And 5 and below, you can go 0.7 with 8 crits. With target lock added, you can achieve a 0.7. Tier 8 to 10, 8 crits. Tier 4 to 7, 7 crit, 1 body. Tier 3 and under, 6 crit, 2 body. I started getting target lock rolls. Let's look at some of those. Perpetual motion target lock has full bore, 78 range, 56 stability, 38 handling, 54 reload with perpetual motion times 2. And perpetual motion negates the full bore penalty. We have 88 range enlightened action with target lock. So a fast reload after the duel. There's gut shot straight target lock, dynamic sway target lock. All of these did okay. They did fine, but I wasn't impressed with target lock, and here's why. You're going for achieving a 0.7 TTK with all crits landed, and since this perk came out, I've talked about it as we've gone along. Target lock is weapon specific. On some it's great, it's altering, on some not so good. With this, the 0.7 TTK, especially on high resilience, you need to land all crits. But most of the time, think about it, the moment that you miss a headshot, the exact moment, your time to kill goes right back to 0.8 or longer. So if you take immortal, and not everyone has immortal, or even a good immortal at that, these have a base 0.75 TTK. So it's got a faster base, 7 crit, 1 body. It also has target lock. It's 9 straight crits for a 0.67, tier 8 to 10, 8 crit, 1 body, tier 3 to 7. I wasn't impressed with target lock, and that's just one example. There's many more. And what I try to do, creation aside, just as a player, and you can do it too, when it comes to a weapon, I think of two things. One, does it borderline need anything? Think snapshot on an aggressive frame sniper for the Crucible. Is it necessary? Some are going to say, yeah, borderline need it. On this one, the borderline thing that you need is going to be range, and that's only so it can stay competing, and we can do that a number of different ways, so that's taken care of. It doesn't need anything extremely specific. And the second thing I think of is, where is the lethality? And when we think of target lock, we're really thinking of lethality, right? Lethality comes in a number of different ways. Literal lethality, like target lock or kill clip, straight up faster TTKs, but it could be a specific subclass pairing. It could be a play style. And what comes with that is how many different ways can we get the same results or better? And what I found with target lock, we can get the same results or better different ways. So again, target lock's okay, it's fine. But like the moment I switched to Killing Wind, tap the trigger, I was going on streaks. And you saw that at the start. I'm gonna bring up more Killing Wind gameplay. Killing Wind is an S tier perk for it because it has that borderline need, right? The range, but it also gets mobility up, handling up, the plus 20 range, tap the trigger, is 40 stability and accuracy for 0.6 seconds. So it's almost the whole gunfight. And then we have this one, Killing Wind multi-kill clip. We just keep adding. This one's 78 range, 98 range with Killing Wind, and this for me, completely outplayed the target lock roll. MKC active, 98 range with killing wind. With multi-kill clip, tier 10 is 6 crit 2 body for a 0.7. Tier 8 and 9 is 5 crit 3 body for a 0.7. Tier 2 to 7 is a 0.6 for 7 straight crits. So after playing with various rolls, looking at it all, target lock with the 0.7 has all crits landed. You miss, it's back to 0.8 and beyond. Meanwhile, I get the same base TTK of a failed target lock or a tier that has shots landed. You're not going to land every single shot to achieve target lock every single time, especially at range. And then multi-kill clip is just simply more lethal. And like I said, this particular roll, it's getting to that 100 range threshold. Ease of use, faster TTK. And to go further, I don't have it, I never crafted it, but Forensic Nightmare, it's craftable with, let's say, 75 range, 48 stability with Encore kill clip. Encore times 4 is 95 range, 80 stability, 0.6 TTK with kill clip. So like, as far as pure lethality, I think Forensic actually beats it on this front compared to target lock, because some other rolls like the multi-kill clip roll, I think beats it too. As I was playing with different ones, there's also some special things. One of the things I really liked, because I found out this is an extremely potent switch weapon. Cascade point. You get a kill with one weapon, switch to this SMG, and not too many weapons have Cascade, SMG-wise. You can get this thing with high range, that helps. And once Cascade is active, it's anywhere from a 0.49 to a 0.56 TTK. Of course, that means you're maining your primary, but Cascade absolutely drops people. I liked it so much, I set out to get this roll, which is pretty rare. It's Discord Cascade, a little outside the box, because when you get a kill with another weapon, Discord adds handling to it, which is good for the switch. Cascade shreds, and while Discord is active, it's shooting a lot faster, it's flying through ammo. If there's more opponents, I don't have to worry about it because after those kills, it refills the mag. Sometimes if it's just enemies back to back, I can Cascade 2 straight people. And regardless, it allows me to survive outside of one target, because usually you're gonna have to throw in a reload after that first target. So yeah, roles that aren't probably liked widespread or thought about, I really liked. They performed really, really well, and it's different. So when it comes to the Crucible, things you should look for, because there's so much to go through, we're not going to go through every single thing, but there are things to pay attention to. Number 1, Dynamic Sway. That's for M&K or Controller. And this is Dynamic Sway with Target Lock, Dynamic Sway with Multi-Kill Clip. Dynamic Sway grants accuracy help and stability as you're firing the weapon. The Origin trait adds accuracy and range as you're firing the weapon. You can add on targeting for more accuracy. So there's a world where you can go Dynamic Sway, tap the trigger. Essentially, those are double accuracy perks. But you start counting everything else. Dynamic Sway's giving accuracy, tap the trigger's giving accuracy, the Origin trait's giving accuracy. You can throw on double targeting to give double accuracy on that. So 5 things going to accuracy, just simply firing the weapon. That's pretty good. That's insane. It's actually a strong perk to go for, again, regardless of what input that you're on. So the 3rd column, Dynamic Sway, Killing Wind, Moving Target, Perpetual Motion. In the 4th column, Cascade Point, Fragile Focus for the plus 20 range, Multi-Kill Clip for the ease of use and lethality, Target Lock for the lethality if you land all those crits, and tap the trigger. Again, doubling up with some accuracy things. The borderline need, and again, that's just to say somewhat competitive, right? It's getting the range up. That's going to be on the weapon itself or from a perk like Fragile Focus or Killing Wind. If you do that, it's going to perform. And things like Perpetual Motion Cascade, those little niche things could work. Like I said, it's good, but it's not good how I expected it to be. I'm really glad that I spent a little bit of time trying different things, because the things that I tried, I liked way more than Target Lock. And in the end, I'm always going to have a Target Lock Immortal, things like that. When it comes to PvE, there's some rare things going on, and honestly, I believe that this is actually the main chase of the weapon. And I'm going to spend a short time on this because it's very simple. The role's Demolitionist Headstone. Aside from Horror Story, which is going to be coming back, and who knows if it's going to have this SMG is the only other primary ammo weapon that has this. It's essentially like Demo Volt Shot for an arc weapon, but this is a stasis version. Check it out. No matter the subclass, any kill that the Crystal Shatter gets will give you demo energy. So right here on Solar, could be any sub, all those Crystal Collaterals gain nade energy back. But on Stasis, you have the synergy. Maybe you're a Renewal Grasp Hunter, like right here with the Duskfield Grenade, or maybe Osmiomancy Bleak Watcher, whatever it is. You get the crit, pop the crystal, but now you have shards to boost your grenade energy rate, and then something like fissures. So the crystal actually does more damage, a little bit bigger explosion. A way faster cooldown, because the crystal kills are counting as demo, on top of the faster nade regen from the fragment. Really special, really good. And there are some other ones that are going to be great, like Demo Junkie, Demo Frenzy. Both of those are just flat out great on SMGs. Demo Surrounded, maybe Collective Action with Stasis Shards, whatever. If one of those fits your build, go with it. But the truly rare thing is Demolitionist Headstone. So in conclusion, as I was playing with this thing, straight up, wasn't feeling it at all. And that's because I was just so focused on target lock. And once I got some serviceable rolls, used them, I was like, okay, let's look at the TTK times. Let's look at some of the competition. Let's see what we're really accomplishing here. And when it was compared, even to Forensic Nightmare, I didn't like it. It's not worth it to me. So I looked at different ways for lethality, the Killing Wind MKCs, things like that, the Cascade points. And in the other slot, I love my Wrath. It's heating up kill clip 100 range. Now, the Wrath, let's remember, it has more zoom. So inherently, it has better accuracy and stability because of that zoom factor. And on mine, I have heating up just going off with accuracy too. And for being honest with ourselves, the Immortal, Shayura's Wrath, walk circles around Unending Tempest, which isn't surprising. Those are Adept Trials weapons. This is a seasonal SMG drop. So I wouldn't necessarily hold that against Unending Tempest at all. You do consider it a little bit, but that's what made me go other ways. And some of you don't have a good Immortal, or maybe you weren't playing with Shayura's Wrath. Maybe you're new. This thing will do good for you, but I'm telling you, I highly encourage you to try rolls for it. Again, even at the end of the season, you have some Crucible Ingrams, focus them, roll the dice. I'm glad that I tried different ones because I was gonna downright just write this thing off. It turns out I'm gonna be keeping Discord Cascade. I'm looking for high range dynamic with MKC right now. It's a great weapon, it holds its own, but it's gonna be up to you to make it that way. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support over the years. Let's talk about Unending Tempest, the Stasis Precision Frame. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.